suggest one reason why interpretations 1 and 2 give different views about the role Martin Luther King Jr. played in the passing of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. You may use sources B and C to help explain your answer. 4 marks. Here's the mark scheme for this question, which you can find out about in more detail in our overview video. But we do know that all 4 marks here are awarded for AO4, which is your analysis of interpretations and their differences. So in the previous question, we decided what that difference was, but now we need to try and account for it or explain why there is a difference in the first place. Now, in order to score in the top band, you need to show that your explanation is analytical and developed. So that means that you've stated your reason for why you think there might be a difference, and you've explained it in detail. You've linked it back to the question. You might even bring in a little bit of detail from your own knowledge. You don't have to, but if it supports what you're saying, that's quite a good way of explaining your answer. You've stayed relevant and focused on the question, and you've structured it in a way that's easy for the examiner to follow. It's really clear what you're trying to say. As long as the points you make here are relevant to the question and factually correct, the examiner should accept them. But let's take a look at an example. You might have said that they differ because they rely upon different sources, and that's a really great way to integrate the sources as the question invites you to do that. So you might say then that interpretation 1 might have used source C because that depicted President Johnson playing a very significant role in passing the act. He's right in the centre of the picture, so that's the impression that you might get from that source. Interpretation 2, on the other hand, might have used source C because that depicted King's work as instrumental to bringing the act into fruition by drawing attention to his marches and his speeches.